Welcome to tonight's Evorich presentation. This presentation is on Wednesday nights and Wednesday mornings. And tonight we have new consumer consultant Bob Fordham, all the way from Noosa, Australia. He's going to be running through the presentation tonight. And at the end, we're going to break for Q&A. Q&A is not recorded, so get onto a live Zoom meeting to get your questions answered by the Evorich leaders team. So Bob, take it away.
Thanks, Stuart. Tonight we've got something special for everyone. It's just a quick review of Evorich's annual event, which happens all around the world, all over the globe. This year it was online and it was hosted by two of the rising stars inside the Evorich community in Aidan Ward and Stephanie Van Drazen. So Evorich is trailblazing the forum that we're talking about. These are online events crossing from country to country around the globe, entertaining 1.7 million partners and showcasing hundreds of excited partners who are moving forward, following the philosophy of the new economic evolution of the world, and of course the financial literacy teachings of the Academy of the Private Investor, created by our colourful CEO, Andre Carato. So the Eventi kicked off with the new philosophy of the prosperity and wealth for every person. And this was presented by the lovely Elena Pepina, another classic example of somebody as a single mother in very challenging times, early, about 5-6 years ago, joined the Academy and joined Andre's teachings, and today is a very, very happy, wealthy woman who is networking around the globe and has built a team that we can all aspire to. And she's actually one of our social media champions, and she works with the new economic evolution of the world and Evorich in all our social media platforms. So the world is changing, as we know, and if you don't change, that's okay, but you get left behind, because there are such things as ethical AI, which is what we're looking at potentially here. And we are at the forefront of all these. We identify increasing value for society. We identify that knowledge is the key for financial investing, financial investment, and independence and financial freedom that everybody aspires to. We are progressing through progressive thinking. We are learning and understanding information flows. We're at the cutting edge of many technologies, and we love to protect our planet with great ideas that come up from all our partners from all over the globe, covering over 150 plus countries and, as I said, 1.7 plus million people. So knowledge and enlightenment are the key areas that we aspire to. Being the master of our own fate, creating our own destiny is what we're all about, and understanding the law of the universe. Everything is energy, and you feed whatever the right energy and it will respond. Feed it the wrong energy, and it will also respond in the negative way. So that was Elena's point. We then went on to the evolution of thinking, which has been presented by the CEO of the Academy of the Private Investor, Tatiana, and Zhuralakovlova, something like that. And again, Tatiana is another classic example who's risen up through the ranks and is now has many hats to her bow and strings to her bow. She's now the CEO of the Academy of the Private Investor and is working in tandem with the new CEO of the USA in this man here, which is, here he is there, Devon Howard. So the world is changing rapidly, and the API is identifying these trends, and we're concentrating for solutions on technology disruption with blockchain, metaverse, the Internet of Things, telemedicine, 3D printing, quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. These are just some of the very important aspects of moving forward. inside our ecosystem. The world is changing, as we've just mentioned, and these are some of the points that that we've just covered. And our progression through the last decade plus, since 2011, has been outstanding. There's the roadmap. That's some of the achievements that we've achieved. We're in it for the long haul. We're in it. We're debt free, and we are moving forward with solutions to the world's problems. 2022, we have a goal to reach over 2 million participants and members inside our ecosystem, and by 2023, 2.5+ million participants, and much more. So, and one of the key aspects, just to point out an aspect, is the Genius of Finance game, which we will be having a global launch throughout 2023. It's just like Monopoly on steroids. It's a game that everybody has to play. It's the game of life. It's a game that should be taught in every high school and every school across the planet. So we have 4 levels of education inside the academy and courses that you can aspire to. The Property Investor is the basic course, category 3, which is for beginners. And this we identify is the biggest reason, one of the biggest reasons why people lose money, or they fear dipping their toes or investing into things that they think that they can't afford, etc., using the excuses. Well, it's all about financial literacy. It's all about education. You have a choice to upgrade through to the second category, which is a little bit more advanced. And the Property Investor first category is a superior course that everybody really should be partaking in. And one of the key lessons that you'll learn is about diversification, which is something that the Academy teaches through Andrei Karatov's philosophies. And the final course that we all love, those that have done it, is the Invest Consultant, which allows us to help manage and support our partners inside our ecosystem. And it gives you an advanced overview of the financial markets and our ecosystem. And the next level, again, would be to become a Genius of Finance host, where you can even create your own business around this particular platform. So the API has a number of certifications and qualifications coming up, and we won't go into details about that, but there's plenty of information. There's new websites being created. There's all upgrades of data coming in our new websites and platforms, and our old websites will be phased out towards the end of 2022, and a whole new batch of information and forums in 2023. This is some of our plans moving ahead, where we're concentrating on, and some of our courses that are available inside the API. It really is the premier platform of financial literacy to the world. That we have a few minor competitors, but I tell you what, we're absolutely leaps ahead of many educators and the way we produce our education. Introducing Devin Howard, who has now become the API US Executive Director, which is a very great feather in Devin's cap. He too has been around the ringer, so to speak. He's had a very colourful history in the US military, and as an entrepreneur has met his partner in Cam, who runs a very large Asian and USA group, and is a certified host of the Genius of Finance training, and is very well qualified to give the API structure inside the US of A. He mentioned in his talk that we are convinced that the list of the world's wealthiest persons will, in 5 and 10 years, see photos of these who made a decision to become professional investors today. And they will achieve all that with the help of the API programs. It's all about identifying who are your top 5 friends, who are the top 5 people you aspire to, and those that are successful and those you wish to spend more time with. He went on to give us a little bit of a snapshot onto day 2 training of Eventi, which is the transformational training, and we'll do a review of that on another program. That was Devon's presentation and a little bit of news on the API in the US. Then we moved on to the power of mindset and the challenging economy of today. And we were introduced to this lady who is Ellen from the Netherlands. And Ellen is a typical middle-aged lady who has had a successful public government / training career, but realized one day when she woke up and was actually spoken to and introduced to one of our top leaders in Mila, and Mila asked a simple question: how is your money working for you? And Ellen recognized that it wasn't after many years. So how many people do you know that are doing this, relying on one income, relying on one retirement plan, and it all comes crashing down when the world goes pie-shaped, like it has in the last 3 or 4 years? So Ellen set about developing her financial literacy and developing a style for her to train and support and to give back to others, while increasing her financial wealth and experience as she goes. She presented a great presentation, identifying the world in consumption mindset, which really is going to work, being employed, getting your wages, and then doing it all again 9 to 5, week in, week out, till you're 65 or 60, wherever the retirement age is, and then virtually retire. I do not like that word at all. Whereas if people are educated, they could learn to invest in between along the journey and increase their wealth and live out their days in much, much more abundance. So change is always healthy, and risk is always healthy when you know what you're doing. You won't always get it right, but one of the messages, again, inside the 8 rules of the Academy of the Private Investor from Andre, is to put aside at least 10% of your income into your future plans. Diversification, as I mentioned earlier, these are the keys to success in investing. We won't go into those lessons today, but Ellen come up with a great message there. And she had a goal to increase her assets in 2019 after getting her epiphany in the 2018, and successfully doing that, creating passive income and profits and developing and improving her lifestyle, were also and maintaining her usual monthly expenses. So this is what the teachings of the Academy can do, and it helped her to become active. It helped her to become to create passive incomes and much, much more, including many more sources of her money, and so that the expenses were virtually negated by her income and her investments that were creating that income. So that was Alan's presentation. Then we had a quick review on the MLCI, and we seen another old face come back into play. This is Annette Martinson, who is now the CEO of the MLCI group education inside the Academy. And Annette has recently had a baby and had a little bit of a break from the corporate world, and she explained the development of multi-level crowd investing. It's all about wealth management. It's all about opening the offices into your regions. It's about high ticket sales. It's about incomes. It's about coaching and speaking, co-ownership, unlimited earning potential, different product offerings, support and business trainings, and much, much more. These are the key factors to the MLCI business opportunity. It allows you unlimited access to these particular resources. We have a fantastic marketplace being created, the Evo.rich website, and you have your own exclusive back office with all the tools being propagated from the old website inside the back office. We call it, affectionately called, and there's a whole lot of resources, tools, and products for you to consider. We being a product of the product, you become inside the Evorich marketplace. You are not only just a client, you also become an entrepreneur, and you become a creator of the products. You can potentially create new products and put them up to the company, and if you're successful, then the company will support your project 100%. So there's, as mentioned, this is the eDo, the education aspect of Evo.rich. There's two sections to it. There's a marketplace and an education section, which Annette is working on and is being propagated with free tools and resources, and all the sessions inside courses, education sessions. You can upgrade anytime into future more upgradable platforms. So there's mobile apps being developed both in iOS and also in Android, and they're ongoing. And some of our projects have their own apps as well being developed, and more on that later, like Unitex. And plans for 2023 are exciting. Quarter one, first 3 months, we're seeing updating of the MLCI platform. We are seeing increases in the numbers of participants. We will be completing synchronization with investment platforms and also Evorich strategic offices, popularize the MLCI concept with a global launch, partnership expansion and development into third parties, and increasing Evorich community up to 4 million partners. That's our goal. Marketplace with 30+ products for our partners to enjoy and to promote. Brand development, full integration, innovation solutions, and whiteable for network marketing companies. So we're going to be developing courses for network marketing companies and their successes. And this will all be incorporated as well into our own exclusive AI metaverse. More on that coming up very soon. So day 2 is another, again, just a little bit of a reminder what was happening on day 2 with mindset and connection, tools for success, leadership, and to aspire and to thrive in our training on the 30th, which was fantastically presented. And those were the upgradable ticket prices that were on offer. And then Annette finished with a quote from Robert Kiyosaki, one of the great educators and mentors to many in the financial world, and a great saying there. That was Annette, and welcome back. Then we had some exciting news presented by Aidan and forgotten her name again. There you go. 20 countries, top registration over 8 years of the company. Yes, we're celebrating our 8 years of in business. These are the 1.7+ million registrations, and noting that Australia was number 13 with 0.01% of its population, 26,000 members inside Australia, and New Zealand with 11,500 members as well. So what's it all about? It's all about the money. It's all about what's in it for me. How can I generate income? Well, there's been virtually hundreds of millions of dollars of income generated over those last 8 years. And holy dooly, look at number 3, Australia. Out of all the top countries in the world, we've had India and the USA and Kazakhstan that have been some of the top leaders. But Australia, number 3, over $36 million generated in income and sales of products since 2014. Well done. So the 20 top checks of the company, also very impressive. 5 of the top checks inside the company have earned in excess of $500,000+ in US dollars over the last 8 years. And including our top check, which is Aman's Munich's, who is now one of the company's leaders, has earned over $2.5 million over those 8 years. And by the way, Aman started off with a broken back, laying in hospital and learning about the courses, learning about Andre's teachings, he decided, he drew a line in the sand that enough was enough. He was sick of being a concierge at a hotel and living, week to week, month to month, and decided to engage in the teachings of Andre and the MLCI concept. And look where he is today. One of our top leaders, along with Mila and many, many other leaders who followed Andre's teachings. Again, upgraded platform tickets that were made available for the second day, and the exclusive Eventi Masterclasses that are being offered for 250 units are in your back office at the moment, where we will cover all aspects of the ecosystem and upgrades and updates. There's 8 courses, 8 training sessions over 2 weeks, and the platinum ticket holders of the Eventi are able to give away 3 of those masterclass tickets for free to their clients, and that starts 11 p.m. AEST. That's Brisbane time on Friday night. So looking forward to that. So the global investment portfolio, which is what everybody was very keen to hear an upgrade on. And this was presented from around the world with a number of partners that were interested, and with a quick crossover and updates on what was happening around, from India to Vietnam to the Philippines, all over the place. These are our leaders that have taken the step and said yes to the MLCI training. And this is, I think they're in Thailand, those people. I think that's no Vietnam, those people. And we had representatives from Australia come in. And then we had Mila opening up the nuts and bolts of what's going on to our global investment portfolio. Again, Mila comes from a corporate background. She was young, well, she still is very young at the moment, but when in her early days of growing up inside the corporate world, she was chasing her tail. She realized that it just wasn't about 9 to 5 and earning a salary each week, each month. She realized there had to be something more. And then she discovered financial literacy. And now Mila is one of our most successful partners inside our group and is giving back to the network. We'll go through a little bit of, skip a little bit, what the idea behind the MLCI and the global investment portfolio. But the key is, for me, the key takeaway, it has had the possibility and the actuality of creating co-owners of the assets. And that's a big difference in our setup. There are many network marketing companies out there lucky to be paid 5% of any profits that come out, maximum with a golden handshake of up to 15%. That's probably the most that anybody, the top diamond, top ambassadors of any network marketing company will ever get created. Well, we as co-owners inside the global investment portfolio have the ability to get paid in excess of 35 plus even 70% of the profits that come from generating these incomes and from these assets. And this is a great innovation. And we also share in the potential dividends, the potential digital shares, the values, and all that as well. So it's a great platform, and we encourage everybody to do their homework, get in touch with the person who invited you here tonight or today, and find out more. These are our projects. Those in purple are the working projects. Those that are in grey are not available at the moment, or we are not pursuing them. And that's the benefit of diversification. This is the idea behind the new economic evolution of the world, and the MLCI concept is to market projects that some are successful, some are not, and some needed to be put on hold when the economic geopolitical situations require things to happen. We have extensive projects in Ugain, legal policy, digital doubles, diamond production, basalt technology, UGPay, and gold Zambia, which have been put on hold for the moment while geopolitical options are being looked into, because we cross borders. We have businesses, we have 70 plus companies inside our ecosystem crossing many, many borders and many regulations and many jurisdictions, and they don't always fit. So especially when things go more pear-shaped in the last 3 or 4 years, as we know. So we are moving forward with our cash flow and our liquidity into Euro Gold, Gold Congo, our global unit pay and our FNT projects, our Unitex cryptocurrency exchange, our blockchain and quantum technology financial services, Sushi Master shares, which we have a large portion in, Kit Marble, our NFT and movie production company, which we're very excited about, including Dragon Man, more coming up on that soon, EvoScent, which is an amazing perfume range that we have partnered with one of the world's leading perfumists in Ramon Pajar, the API, which we've just seen, the Genius of Finance game, exceptional, and of course the Evorich marketplace. So overall, we are very, very healthy. We are debt-free. We have obligations to our contracts, and we are certainly in need of a greater cash flow. And this is why we are concentrating on these projects and letting go of some others. Early stages of our project development from the blockchain in 2019, see the crypto unit official launch, which is an exciting time that we all experienced and was very excited about when it all happened. At that particular time, we only had 400,000 plus users across 100 countries and a few different languages. And then the new ecosystem was created with its brands. So like any IPO, any startup company, it just takes time, it takes understanding, and it takes a whole lot of plan A's to plan Z, a lot of arrows in the quiver to make things happen. Phase 2 started in 2020 when, in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and that's what it is, I don't mind saying that, there was an increase in our users because people started to realize with lockdowns and all the stuff sitting at home, they needed a second, third, fourth income streams. And our API and our new economic evolution of the world system satisfied many hundreds of thousands of people more. And by the end of December 2020, there was returns on our global investment portfolio. There was white papers and tokenomics happening. There was a whole lot of stuff happening, white websites. Against all odds, we kept going. And today we are picking those fruits from that hard work that we've put in. To February 10 in 2021, the World CRU sales launched through the UGPay group. And its transition as the World CRU underpins the $60.5 billion, not million, $billion worth of capitalized assets that has been independently assessed by Crow International. And we've seen that the rise of the World Crew build from a few cents to $1 to $2 in the later part of early part of 2022. Phase 3 seen the submission of documents for an external listing of the World CRU, and we had to suspend the World CRU in line with that upgrade that we were looking for, because we realized the concept of the security token offering across 175 plus nations or 200 odd countries around the world wasn't going to fit. So we needed to stop. Also, the geopolitical situation was heating up, and that's been suspended for now, temporary. And there is a roadmap plan about to be released over the next 6 to 12 months. More on that coming up. The company has spent time and trying to find a team of specialists to navigate the world crew through the geopolitical kerfuffle. And of course, we selected a top 5-tier turnkey tokenization service provider in STO Box. STO Box is an award-winning tokenization company that provides technology and consulting to help clients leverage digital assets. We outsource specialists. We don't claim to know it all. We find the right people and attract them into our ecosystem. Here's the entrepreneur, Gene Dayev, who is the CEO of Stobox, and Sol B ID, which is going to form a key part of our utility tokens moving forward. There's a little bit of a blurb on STO Box and their credentials, and they've spent over 55,000 plus hours in research for their STO clients. And one of those key clients has been, and still is, of course, is what's their name? The coffee people. Okay, they got 200 jurisdictions, and that's Starbucks. Yes, Starbucks. They had the same problem. How do you navigate a security token across 200 jurisdictions? And STO Box found a way. So they're going to be using that as our template for us to be moving forward. There's a whole lot of legality stuff going on at the moment. There's a whole lot of transitional plans being made. There's a whole lot of research being done. We have already launched Coin Market Cap with our CRUs. There is a move to create the crew on Binance blockchain as well, using their resources, and there's a whole lot more coming. More featured clients, etc., on Stobox, and this is our roadmap of what's happening. There's a lot of updating going on. There's a lot of legal documents that have to be prepared for a new transition into the final quarter of 2022, where we will begin the deployment of the security token platform, a new platform, which will have choices to be able to be made. And there's a whole lot more information on that, too numerous to cover here tonight. But essentially, we'll be listing on the DEX listing of the STO token, creating a new token that you will be able to exchange with. And the CRU will also accompany that as well. That's the crypto unit. That's the some of the breakup of the of how it's going to be done. Very technical. There's a lot of information to capture, but we will essentially see integration of our world crew into a G crew, a GR crew, and new pairs of trading pairs will be launched, including, as I mentioned, the CRU on the Binance USD chain. So that's going to be exciting times. More information will be come forthwith, and many webinars like the company does to help people to understand the transition and the choices that you have. So the launch of the decentralized, which actually our blockchain is fully decentralized, will be happening through the Sol B utility token. That'll be the currency of exchange for the world crew. Minting will be encompassed, and plenty of community engagement, and a new whitelisting will start very soon. So next steps were made by Aman's, as I mentioned, our top check, our leader in the Evorich company. Aman's has been elevated into 20 of the top recruiters in the world by the Eric Worre group of companies, who is a network marketing trainer, and also he featured in Mel and Rich magazine. So Eventi Online, with the blockchain crypto unit, there was a report from Ivan, who runs the crypto unit, and he is a psychologist and also a sports trainer of some sort, and has graduated through the Master of Profit and has become a business coach and a crypto maniac, so to speak, crypto nut, and developing those exclusive areas. He gave us a bit of a history on the blockchain and a little bit of a history on the crypto unit. These are the potential applications that we will be stroking, so to speak, and over the next few years, including healthcare, power, intellectual property management, payment services, banking sectors, and a whole lot more. So the blockchain crypto unit is a standalone product. It has an exceptional potential and to be part of the Evorich ecosystems, including our own payment gateway infrastructure. And more on that coming up very soon. The roadmap will include an expansion of nodes that run the blockchain. And just as I mentioned in that little meme there, that 3 node holder producers have been involved in Dubai, Belarus, and Australia. And our own very own global management corporation company has been able to secure 5 of those upgradable nodes and is in the process of digitizing company projects, including our main focus in our tea tree program, which will be tokenizing tea tree oil. So get in touch with the person who got you here to find out more. Corporate web tools, Web 3.0 is a very big word that you'll hear a lot more about, and 4.0 coming. We incorporate the crypto unit with Unitex, Global Unit Pay, and a whole lot more. That was Ivan. We looked at the NDE, which is the New Digital Evolution project with another colorful entrepreneur by the name of Emanuele Baroni, and the advantages of smart contracts and the evolution of the digital equity guarantees that are coming our way across the globe. Starting off in Europe, will evolve into the Asias and to the Americas, and eventually hitting here in Australia, using the equity of your world crew and your assets to purchase and to lease products within the eco community. Amazing. It's all happening. Why now? Because we can. And ignorance is a temporary affliction, remedied only by asking the right questions. Never stop asking questions. So there's plenty of NDE offers included into your back office that you can avail yourself towards. And the launch of a new product also we've seen in Connexio. Blockchain, password, security, cybersecurity apps are coming our way. And we have our own video calls, chat rooms, ebooks, and digital libraries and encyclopedias, all in Connexio, which will be by subscription. And these are some of the strengths. We've already turned over €2 million in the NDE evolution. 2023, we see multiple lingual interactive Zoom calls, birth of the Connexio token called Feel, and much, much more. A platform for trading commodities and services, and a whole lot more coming our way. Unitex, our own centralized crypto exchange, and we were presented by Alexander Sabal, who is a very successful real estate agent in the Urals, and trends inside the exchange world. We are on top of everything once again, incorporating Fireblocks and chain analysis technologies, and there is so much development inside Unitex, having operating profits, depositing, turning over millions of dollars in its first year, trading volumes, and highly successful and producing profits back for its developments. Plenty of scope, plenty of potential for growth in Unitex, and we're only just getting started. Just a little bit over 12 months old, and is a very young exchange, and we're going to be incorporating all our digital products on our exchange and a whole lot more. There's a QR code that you can avail yourself to. So the fintech world and the global unit pay FNT projects were mentioned next, and that was presented by Valentine with the problems of the market that global unit pay is meeting with high rates, unsecured providers, crypto accounts, and global regulations. Well, global unit pay has all the answers so far. It's evolving. It's not perfect, but it will be one day. Banking cards, crypto to fiat exchanges, multi-currency accounts, and also based in Switzerland. So the main factors about the country had tens of millions of turnover in 2021 and an operating profit of over 350,000. This is just getting started. And we have the ability for our own banking license, exchange listings, card branding, and custody for security for accounts to be held in. And Global Unit Pay opens up its own floating share price with through the Crypto Expo in Dubai, which it featured just recently. Last year in 2021, it was voted the world's #1 financial exchange, crypto exchange. And the FNT program is being managed by Alexander, and the launch of it is around 45% of its distribution of the tokens will be held for equity, and the 55% will be split amongst teams, private and public launches. So this is Alex and some of his team enjoying some time off there. And the FNT token will be a native token. It will have its own banking system, its own lending and borrowing system, and its own earning and staking system. And it will be burning those FNTs once you use your FNTs for these services. This is the proposed launch pricing and example of other crypto exchanges that have done exactly what we are doing today, including cryptounit.com. Crypto.com. Sorry, apologies there. Crypto.com. They launched at $2.89 publicly and 24x'd their growth and potential. So we are looking very, very excitable about what's going to happen there in the future. There's the FNT website. It's fntworld.io. And you can scan that if you like. There's the schedule of tokens and the tariffs and the costs. From as little as $20, you can start in the digital world, $20 US. Who doesn't earn $20 US a week in the Western world and would frivolously waste $30, $40 on a bunch of on a case of beer, a cake from a birthday cake from a thing, or even shout a couple of copies for a mate. Put aside $30, $40, $50 and get involved in the FNTs. So finishing off with the Asian Superman hero, Dragon Man, and the FNT world, we were introduced to Nerlin, who is the CEO of the KG Club, who's been around the project for over 3 years and has given us updates on the progress. And yes, the trailer for the Dragon Man was shown. It is the Indian and Chinese versions have been completed, and they will soon to be launched in early 2023 into the Asian markets, both online and in cinema as well. Can't wait. Lots of stages happening, lots of legal work, lots of framework being completed, including subliminal messaging of our projects inside the movie. Wow, what a first that'd be. So can't wait for the launch that's happening, and the FNT launch, NFT launch of Dragon Man, NFTs of royalties were launched, and you just got to get some. Who doesn't want to be a co-owner of a blockbuster movie? Well, get involved, and you can. Kickoff phase 1, kickoff phase 2 is the growth period and a whole lot more. And phase 3 is the official launch of the movie and the official launch of the NFTs on OpenSea, which is the platform for NFTs in the world, and a very, very popular one at that. So there's only a select few of these NFTs available, and there's an offer inside your back office as well from as little as $500. Finishing off, lastly, I know we're going a little bit over time, but it's a very long day. It was 11.5 days, this event. EvoScent and Luxury World of Fashion and Fragrances. We had a bit of a history of the perfume industry and historical facts presented by the EvoScent team, including there's Ramon in the back there and Jose, who is the project manager, and the growth of the company and the growth of 700 billion plus expected in cosmetic sales and personal care sales expected by 2025. So we are growing as part of that formation. These are the 8 exclusive fragrances that have been created. At the moment, the presentation kits, over 100,000 of these have been sent out across the world, and there's the 75 ml bottles are the next in production that have been formulated by Ramon Bajar, who is one of the world's leading perfumers. There's a little bit of his blurb up the top there, and the report on all the work that was done, and EvoScent with a video, and the stages of production, and the NFT creation. A bit of a hint there, and the sales of our EvoScent EVSN tokens happening. Product development ongoing, exclusive, high quality perfumes are only just the beginning. We will be getting into elite shoes, face creams, sportswear, natural oils and fragrances and perfumes, headgear, scarves, bags, premium caps, sunglasses. The whole personal care and accessory range will be covered. We are wanting to be one of the top 10 brands on the planet, just like Pierre Cardin or Gucci, or one of those big labels. Plenty of information there, including the Evo School, that's academy that's been created to help people to market the EvoScent range. There's a ranking promotion that's available that you can rank up when you purchase these packages, and there's a little bit of a blurb on how to do all that. Promotions are ongoing till the 1st of the 1st, 2023. This is a great transition of stages and promotions, and the introduction of some of the team there. And another product launch coming is the Revolutum oil perfume collection, which we're looking forward to. The EVSN tokens, as I mentioned, is being looked after by a blockchain specialist in Xavier Valdo from Spain, and there's a blockchain school coming. So we're looking forward to that. And Xavier mentioned that the stages of development for the blockchain. So everything affects everything, and the conversation on the weight of the AI. We are incorporating specialists from throughout the world, including this very learned man from the Florida International University, and helping us to develop and pioneer our own exclusive metaverse. And this is something that the Web 3.0 and Web 4.0 meta concept will be all about. Here's a little quick snapshot on some of our projects inside our own metaverse being developed, and the advantages to it will be absolutely exciting and awesome. In other words, how would you like to be sitting at home in, say, the Sunshine Coast here in Queensland? Send your login details to a client who's sipping pina coladas in the Caribbean, and he's got his 3D head glasses on. You can take him through a tour through the ecosystem and through the whole new economic evolution of the world projects right inside your own lounge room without even getting on a flight. Incredible. We had a presentation from one of the leading technology specialists. I've just skipped, can't remember her name, unfortunately, sorry. And the information on the blockchain and how important the Industry 4.0 is into the metaverse. So it's coming. Our pre-launch was mentioned by Amans. We're talking early to mid 2023 and beyond. And this is the concept we'll be focusing on over the next few months. So that was basically the product reports of the day one. There was a bit of a synopsis about the MLCI, which we'll cover at another time. So that was 11.5 hours in 50 minutes. Thank you very much for your attention, and we'll stop the recording and open it up for Q&As.